Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me here today as we get to talk about one of my favorite subjects, comic books. My name is Jose. I love comic books. I love talking about them. I love sharing them with you. Feel free to follow me on social media if you would like. Links are in the description below. I've also posted a link to the Marvel fan set that'll have plot synopsis and character bios for this issue. The New Mutants number 31 from 1985. This is Bill Sienkiewicz's final issue as artist on New Mutants. He will come around for a few more issues in the future as inker, but this is it. No more New Mutants by Bill Sienkiewicz after this in the regular series. Now, he does do a special that was recently released a few years ago that takes place after New Mutants 54. So we will be covering that when we get to it. So, all right. Here we go. We get the reveal of who the person pulling the strings has been. And here she is holding the strings herself. So it looks like Sienkiewicz is using a zipatone duotone paper, but he is also painting on it. Or he put, it's very difficult to tell because he uses mixed media. So it is a little bit hard, but it does look like zipatone paper because of the type of the you can see on the New Mutants here. So that's what I believe he's doing. But yeah, it's just awesome stuff here. So, all right, Saturday Night Fight: the New Mutants versus the Gladiator. Chris Claremont, writer; Bill Sienkiewicz, artist. When I was young, I always said Bill Sienkiewicz. And so we don't have Orzechowski as letterer. We have Joe Rosen here, but Glynis Oliver is still the colorist, and then same editorial team of Innocenti with Jim Shooter here. So we're in Los Angeles and in an arena where we have the Gladiators. Claremont lets us know tonight's main event pits a pair of kidnapped teenagers. So we got Roberto da Costa, who is Sunspot, and Amara Aquila, who happens to be Magma, against a hulking nightmare. Thus far, the bets favors the creature. The kids, most of the crowd figures, don't have a prayer. So, very Bill Sienkiewicz art style is, it's different. I follow him on Instagram. If it's a treat, his artwork is beautiful. Here we have Dazzler, and she uses kind of her light show, which is her power. She takes sound, and that sound is she's able to generate light, so she's able to use that for fighting. I would describe Sienkiewicz as just a bunch of cubes and a lot of blacks. So we're still not showing who it is. We did see the cover. So kill them, my pet. Kill him, my children. And so look at all this eating. You saw a big obese creature. Anyway, so she says, no matter the outcome, I win. Those pathetic babes have no idea that they battle a robot, and locked helplessly within is their would-be savior, the X-Men Kitty Pryde. They must either destroy her or be slain themselves. Perhaps afterward, I shall have Dazzler execute the victor. That would be amusing. So, all the servants giving her more food. Moreover, each member of the audience was secretly photographed as they arrived. I wonder what they will say when I send them the pictures, and how high a price they will pay to keep me from turning them over to the authority. Despite their wealth and vaunted power, they will soon be as much my slaves as the mutants in my arena. I so love it when an affair proves as profitable as it is enjoyable. So, be careful, Sunspot. Don't die too quickly. We want to give the customers a good show. And he's like, "Who said that?" And then he screams, "A brute's faster than he looks. He nearly got me. That voice, I heard it in my head. A telepath. But is it friend or foe? No matter. I doubt even this giant can withstand a punch thrown with all my strength." And then he goes, "By the saints, the fist is as if I struck nothing but air or a ghost." And so he hits him and he goes, "No phantom, that's for certain. Managed to roll with the impact, but I'll be a solid bruise from head to toe in the morning, assuming I live so long." That's funny because he's all black. And so, "Foul creature is quite enough," says Magma. And so you can see she's creating like an earthquake here to open up the floor, the ground. And she goes, "The monster does not fall. It floats. It walks on air. Impossible. How can that be?" says Magma. "Very well. Let's see how it copes with flames." And Sunspot says, "No, Magma. I think a moment. We know these powers and who wields them. Matters as it seems. I believe we're fighting Shadowcat." And of course, our enemy says, "Perceptive brat. The X-Men is proving surprisingly stubborn. Possessed as she is, totally under my mental control, she still resists. Charles Xavier wrought his soul, taught her well. But my will, my vengeance will not be denied." And so Sunspot is caught here. And he says, "Can't get any decent leverage. I've run too low on energy. I lack the strength to shatter the monster's grip and break free. Lord in heaven, forgive my sins. I know I don't deserve it, but I could really use a minor miracle. Kitty, if this is you, fight. Don't do this. Don't let the gladiators make you a murderer. It's no use. She cannot hear me. I can barely hear myself over Dazzler's song. I'm done for." And so Magma comes out and calls out his name. She's afraid of using her powers because she thinks she'll burn him. And then, of course, she goes, "I can't even do that because if it is Kitty, I'll burn her as well." And so here's the telepath again. "That barbarian is precisely the point." And Sunspot says, "Why is it so familiar?" And then he says, "The creature hesitates." And so you can see here. And then our enemy says, "What are you waiting for? Kill him!" And Dazzler, yeah, this is Dazzler. "You heard our host, folks. We want blood. We want death. Kill, 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 kill." And finally, Kitty comes out. "Not today, Blondie, and not me." And she says, "A better scoot, Bobby," and comes out of the robot. "Without me to animate that berserk bucket of bolts, he goes all to pieces." And so the robot falls. And so they're happy to see her. And Sunspot asks if she's okay. "You were supposed to rescue us," he says. And she's like, "I'm afraid I got sidetracked. Ugh, my aching head. I'd give anything for an aspirin." Of course, the people are booing here, and Magma's not taking it too kindly. She's like, "Those swine." So, and then suddenly she's being shot at with this energy beam here, and of course, it is Dazzler here. And she says, "Among the gladiators, Magma, only the victors will survive. Hear that? The crowd's cheering me," she says. "They'll cheer louder, love me all the more after I give them your pretty little head. Nice try, but your lava blast missed me," as Magma attempted to. And "You and Bobby won't be so lucky." And Kitty goes, "Allie's voice, but Fatso's thoughts and words. She's possessed like I was. Must not look at her. She's using her light powers to hypnotize the kids. I'm still too weak. If I'm snared again, I've had it. I need an equalizer, something physical that dazzles and telepathy can't affect. This should do the trick." And so she grabs like the horn of the outfit of the robot. "Crumbs, it's heavy, but the spike's a needle sharp. I don't want to kill her, but if I throw it hard enough, maybe the fright will break her concentration and free the kids. And so that she does. And of course, she throws it at our enemy here and screams. Of course, then comes sorry, not Sunspot, Cannonball with Rachel, or is it Rain? There's Ileana. Too many redheads in Marvel Comics. I think it is Rachel. And Ileana says, "Hang on, Kitty, the cavalry's arrived. There's another Psy here besides me, but his presence, I've never felt anything so malevolent." So it is Rachel. And so the noble heroes won't dare harm their friend, but who is but another innocent victim that will prove a fatal weakness. And so Ileana says, "I knew we couldn't trust her. Leave Dazzler to me, guys." And so Ileana opens a portal and summons a demon here and takes Dazzler. So that's that. And we're sorry. We're so late, Cat. Just so you're here, Cannonball. That is all that counts. And of course, they're like, "Allie, you killed her. You killed my best friends. Gladiator, follow me. Let's do the same to them," says the Frankenstein lady here. And so we got ourselves a nice little fight coming up. Kind of a good way to end Bill Sienkiewicz's final issue here. Nice little run. Had about 15 issues. And you can see Magma kills this guy, or kicks this guy here. "Magic, bring Dazzler back now," says Kitty. And Ileana says, "Are you crazy after what she did? It wasn't her fault, Ileana. I'm gambling you're teleporting her to Limbo. Broke Fatso's hold on her. We need her." And so they do. And she's like, "Kitty, I'm sorry." And Kitty says, "Save it for later. Right now, kick your light show into high gear and use it to calm down these bozo buddy of yours before somebody gets hers. Hey, you guys listen. Do you hear?" And so here comes the police. And this guy's like, "We're promised protection." And the other guy's like, "Guess what, dummy? We were lied." And so Max is beaten. "Looks like I'm the only one left." And he goes, Ivich, "Allie, I'm glad you weren't killed. Am I busted? You should be. It's what you deserve. But then who am I to judge? Take off." And he goes, "Are you coming with me?" And she's like, "Nope." And so they notice now that the big person is gone. Whoever we're after, he's escaped. And Magma says, "No, there's a tunnel." And so she blasts through, and they are going to go look here. And so they believe here. There's a warning here. "Watch yourselves. We're tailing a telepath, someone who can seize control of other people's minds, a sort of possession." And so suddenly they grab, as on cue, they grab Sunspot here, who attacks Sunspot here. And so now they, so Rachel stops him, and did he possesses Rachel as well? Yep, he possesses Rachel. So Kitty now takes Rachel down here. And Shadowcat says, "Allie, give me all the light you got." And Rachel says, "This has to be fast before the bloat possesses her. Bright as a supernova. Cannonball, as soon as you see your target, cut loose." And so here she is. "Wretched, hoary, hateful girl, when I, and then all of a sudden Cannonball hits her. You tackle Bulbager, game's over." And he goes, "That face, it can't be. I'm seeing things. This ain't real. It ain't true." And she says, "Poor Sam. I'm afraid it is. I hope you don't mind the mind shock hurt, my darling. Give me the opportunity. I've overjoyed to do much worse. When you all look so shocked, tell me, dear friends, have you soon forgotten karma?" So Karma, of course, was one of the early people, and the New Mutants believed her killed. Um, but she had gone back to settle a debt from her father. I love Bill Sienkiewicz's art. It's just so insane. And Bobby's like, Karma alive? How? And Shadowcat says the kids have been risking their lives to save their fellow New Mutants, and all along we've been fighting one of the founding members of the team. Karma betrayed her best friends. She's trying to kill them, just like I did to Wolverine when I was possessed. And Karma says, Sweet Berto, don't you believe in miracles? But Shan, why? Didn't you? What happened to you? How could you? And Karma says, your beloved teacher knows. Ask Charles Xavier. And Dazzler says, you knew? And Kitty says, the moment I was possessed, but I couldn't tell the boys. They cared too much for her. They never would have believed me till it was too late. You're trapped, Karma. Sam, hate you awfully hard. I don't think you're strong enough anymore to grab us all simultaneously. We won't let you escape. And Karma says, no, if you make the slightest move, I shall have my slaves cut their own throats. Allow my safe departure, and I shall release them. And she says, I'm not bluffing, Shadowcat. Am I worth so many innocent lives? I thought not. And Bobby says, no, stop her, somebody, before she escapes. And she laughs as she goes on the airplane. And Cannonball says, which way? Gotta follow. And Magma says, Sam, you can barely stand, much less fly. I know how you feel. We all do. But the Skyscraft already has too great a lead. And Bobby says, I hate to say it, amigo, but Amara's right. You'll never catch it. And so a little later here, we see like a fissure from the ground coming. And Bobby says, perfect, Magma. And Sam says, yeah, you borrowed a tunnel right up to the ridge where we stashed our car. Magma says, Kitty, Sam, look, the police have a prisoner. I recognize this fella. That's Karma's uncle, General Gwen Gok Koi. He's a big-time big shot crook up in San Francisco. Must run in the family. Ain't like that at all, Ileana. You didn't know Shan. You got no right mouthing off about her. But, of course, Xavier told us she was dead. He lied. He could have just been wrong, Bobby. The great mutant mind on Earth, make a mistake, ha. Or he was trying to protect you. Whichever, Karma was once a new mutant. It is therefore false to us to put things right. We must either help her or bring her to justice. And Kitty says, Magma, let the X-Men handle it. We take care of our own, Shadowcat. That's a Chris Claremont trope. No quarter asked, no quarter given. We take care of our own, Claremontisms. Please, Kitty, this is something we got to do. Heck, we don't even know if there are any X-Men anymore. The Beyonder may have killed them. That was in Secret Wars 2, number 1, which I am not covering the Secret Wars 2, at least not as of this recording. So, I trust the professor, but he ain't well, and I ain't ready to trust Magneto. Okay, Sam, if you guys feel that strongly, by the way, I always say Magneto. Hey, Das, how's by you? Top of the world, Kitty. Ali, what you did tonight, that wasn't you. Karma possessed you. She forced you. And so you can see that she feels bad, but Kitty lets her know that, she won and she was able to be heroic. And so she says, your victory was that Karma had to possess you and get you to play your way. You yourself wanted no part of it. You'd have quit. You've got nothing to be ashamed of, Dazzler, and no reason to feel guilty. So, all right. And so we get this awesome ending, this awesome splash page here. I've got a nasty feeling I'm going to regret this, but I guess someone's got to cover for you with the prof. And so that would be Kitty here. Yo, Sam, remember, if things go haywire, don't you hesitate to call for help. And Sam says, we need it, little lady. You all will be the first to know. And Bobby says, You think we have a chance? Beats me, Bobby. But Shan was my first New Mutant. Our teammates and our friend, whatever the cost, we gotta try. And so, next issue, the quest for karma begins by taking the New Mutants to the ends of the earth. And here you see Bill Sienkiewicz signing. Thanks, folks. So, a very hearty goodbye. We see here Mirage, Wolfsbane, Cypher, and Warlock, along with the other New Mutants. So, definitely, as I mentioned before, it's his last issue, and he's just letting people know. So, all right, New Mutants number 31 by Chris Claremont with Bill Sienkiewicz. Like and subscribe, and I do thank you for listening. Goodbye.